Today we're going to start off with chapter number 6, which is unemployment. In this particular chapter, you're going to learn about what is unemployment, what are the causes of unemployment, and what can the government do to decrease unemployment in the economy. For this particular chapter, I will be using my handouts, which have already been emailed to you earlier on. So before I explain things in a little more detail, let me first go over some basic concepts. So the first concept that I want to introduce right at front is the natural rate of unemployment. This is also referred to as the steady state of unemployment. This is actually, there are multiple definitions for the natural rate of unemployment. One definition is that it is the unemployment which tends to persist in the economy. So even in the best of times, there will be some unemployment in the economy, which is referred to as the natural rate of unemployment. Or you can think of natural rate of unemployment as the average rate of unemployment around which the economy fluctuates. Or in other words, you can think of this as the average rate of unemployment in the economy. And this can be better explained with the help of figure 6.1 that you can see on your handouts. So this figure basically traces the unemployment rate over time for the US economy. And one thing that you can notice is that for all the years, there is some unemployment in the economy. Unemployment is always positive in the economy, meaning there will always, no matter what the circumstances are, even in the best of circumstances, there will always be some unemployment in the economy. And if I draw a trend line through the unemployment rate, which is represented by this red line, this is referred to as the natural rate of unemployment. So आप देख सकते हैं कि हर साल natural rate of unemployment जो है, it is some positive value. It tends to increase till 1985, and after which you see a slight dip in this natural rate of unemployment for the US economy. जो green line है, that's the actual unemployment rate. So in the time of economic recession, unemployment should be more than the natural rate of unemployment. Similarly, in the time of economic boom or economic prosperity, unemployment rate should be less than the average or the natural rate of unemployment. Now, in order to understand how can we calculate this natural rate of unemployment, we're going to derive a simple formula for that. But before we go into the formula, you need to be familiar with some notation. So L here is the total labor force, and the labor force comprises of the people who are employed. So E stands for the people who are employed, and U are the number of people who are unemployed. So if there is an imaginary economy with only 100 individuals who want to work and who are able to work, so those 100 individuals will be referred to as the labor force. Now, out of these 100 individuals, let's suppose that 80 are employed and 20 are unemployed. So unemployment rate is determined by U divided by L. So it's going to be 20 divided by 100. And if you want to convert it into percentage terms, you're going to multiply it by 100 as well. So that is going to give you 20%. So unemployment, yeah, जो labor force है ना, it only comprises of those individuals who want to work and who can work. Labor force does not include children. It will not include very elderly individuals. मतलब इतने बुजुर्ग लोग जो कि काम ना कर सके, they are not part of the labor force. Mind you, they are part of our adult population, but they are not part of the labor force. Similarly, special people, taking people who are mentally or physically challenged, or people who are, let's suppose, heroin addicts, but since they don't have the urge to work, they're not part of the labor force. Taking these people are, let's suppose, they may be adults, but able-bodied, but because of their addiction, they don't want to work. So hence, they're not part of the labor force. So labor force only includes the people who want to work and who can work. So a few more notations that you need to be familiar with is S. S denotes the job separation rate. Again, this is the rate at which people are being separated from the job. So in every time period, a fraction S of employed individuals, they lose their jobs. Similarly, F represents the job finding rate. This means that in every time period, a fraction F of unemployed individuals find jobs. So you can better understand what's going on in the economy or what's going on in the labor market with the help of figure 6.2 here. You see that there are employed individuals in the economy, and then there are a pool of unemployed people. So at any given point in time, the labor force is in constant flux, it's in constant movement. There will be some people who were previously employed who now get separated from their jobs and enter the pool of being unemployed. And at the same time, there'll be a fraction of people who were previously unemployed, but they get lucky and they find job, hence entering the pool of employed individuals. So that is what this figure it represents. It shows the transition of labor from being employed to unemployed or from being unemployed to employed. So वही बात मैं दोबारा यहाँ कहूँगी कि even in the best of times, there will always be some unemployment in the economy. So even in the times when there are 10 individuals and 10 jobs are out there, we will still see unemployment in the economy because people are in transition. Some of the people, they may be in the process of being separated from their jobs, whereas there may be another set of people who are in the process of finding jobs. तो थोड़ी बहुत अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट हमेशा परसिस्ट करेगी इकोनॉमी में, जिसे हम नेचुरल रेट ऑफ अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट का नाम देते हैं. Now, if I ask you, what is the equilibrium unemployment rate in the economy? Equilibrium से मुराद है what's the balanced unemployment rate in the economy? Unemployment तभी balance होगी when the number of people who are losing job is equal to the number of people who are finding jobs. So, what I'm saying here is that unemployment rate steady के सूरत में होगी या एक stable के सूरत में होगी. It will occur when the number of people who are finding jobs, which can be represented by F, which is the fraction of people who are finding jobs times the number of people who are unemployed. This is equal to is S, which is the job separation rate times the number of people who were previously employed. So जो आपके left hand side पे आपको नजर आना है F times U, this is the number of people who are finding jobs, number of people who are previously unemployed, but they are entering into the pool of being employed individuals. Whereas the right hand side shows the number of people losing jobs, that is people, E जो है ना represents people who were previously employed, उनमें से जो लोग separate हो रहे हैं, this basically represents the number of people who are losing jobs. So unemployment rate stable के सूरत में रहेगी, unemployment rate किसी economy में constant के सूरत में रहेगी, यानी if unemployment rate, let's suppose in 2020 it's 10% and in 2021 it's also 10%. ये consistency तभी मुमकिन है if the number of people finding jobs in this 1 year is equal to the number of people who are losing jobs. So इस identity को आगे लेते हुए हम चलते हैं. So this equation here, which was represented in the blue box, it can be represented by this brown box as well. So here I've just made one small modification. So instead of E, I've replaced E by the total labor force minus the number of people who are unemployed, which is the same as the number of people who are employed. ठीक है, आपने ये इक्वेशन पहले देखी थी ना, मैंने आपको बताया था कि लेबर फोर्स इज E plus U, so E must equal L minus U. Okay, coming back to the equation now. So now you simply need to rearrange this equation. There's simple rearrangement मैंने यहाँ की है. I've divided both the sides of this equation by L, and I have clumped together terms on these two sides as follows. So जो आपको left hand side पे term नजर आ रहा है U और L, you must be familiar with this by now. This is the rate of unemployment, and what you can see is here is that unemployment rate it's equal to is the job separation rate divided by job separation rate plus the job finding rate. मैं आपको यहाँ clarify कर दूँ कि S और F जो है ना, it must be measured in terms of some fraction. So if you have this information that job separation rate is 30% or 0.3, and the job finding rate in the economy is 50% or 0.5, plugging these values in this formula, you can easily find the steady state of unemployment or the natural rate of unemployment in this economy. अच्छा, इस equation को हम इस तरह भी लिख सकते हैं, बात एक ही है, Or this is now a very simple formula where you can see that the unemployment rate, it's a function of only two variables, which is the job separation rate and the job finding rate. और इस formula को सामने रखते हुए we can think of certain policy implications. Yeah, we can think of all those policies that can be used to decrease this natural rate of unemployment. So ये किस तरह possible है? You can do two things. You can either increase the job, or if you want to decrease the unemployment rate, you can do two things. One, you can either decrease the job separation rate or you can increase the job finding rate. And this is also common sense logic that follows through. अगर आप job separation को किसी तरह कम कर दें और job finding rate को किसी तरह ज़्यादा कर दें, तो जाहिर सी बात है unemployment rate is going to decrease as a result. Okay, so I'll just stop this video at this moment.